Well, ladies, welcome to week 2 in our series, The Power of Words. Today, we're going to talk about being critical and really the goal of stopping being critical, right? Now, I don't know about you guys. This is one that I'm working on all the time. I have a propensity towards being critical, so this one has been a challenge for me. And like I said, it's something that I'm really trying to grow in. I hope that that's going to be true for you too. Here's the first thing that I want to say today. Our words have the power to bring life or death, to build others up or to tear them down. Look what it says in Proverbs 18. The tongue can bring death or life. Those who love to talk will reap the consequences. I don't know about you guys, but I have experienced this. I have gotten myself in trouble by some of the critical words I've spoken. I've also benefited from some people who have said lovely words to me, encouraging words to me. So our words have the power to bring life or death. And so let's think about that today. And let's make sure that the words that we speak bring life to people and don't bring death and pain. Let's take a few minutes to unpack the difference between the impact of positive words and negative words. We're going to do it in these two lists here. On the positive side, when we speak life-giving words, we are encouraging others. Again, who doesn't want to be encouraged? Who doesn't want to be affirmed in different things in their life? I know I do. And I know that people have appreciated when I've given encouraging words. When we're encouraging and kind and helpful with our words, we're creating trust in a relationship where someone feels like we care about them, we love them, we give them words that build them up. And then the third thing is it invites growth, healthy growth in a relationship. When someone hears your kind words, even if it sometimes has to be in a loving confrontation where you have to call someone out a little bit, can still invite, using powerful, positive words, can invite growth in somebody's life. Now, one of my favorite verses is Proverbs 16:24, and here's what it says. Kind words are like honey, sweet to the soul and healthy for the body. What do you guys want to eat when you have a sore throat and a cold, right? Honey. It soothes our throat. That's what our words are supposed to be like. I love that description. It's so powerful. Okay, now let's look at the other side of the list. What are the critical words? How do those impact ourselves and others? Well, the first one is it's not encouraging, it tears people down. Maybe you've experienced that in your life of someone speaking some really harsh, critical words to you. It depletes trust. Who's going to trust someone? Who's going to be vulnerable with someone if their words are harsh and critical? So it just takes away from trust. And then the last thing is it builds enmity and not growth. It's not about a trusting relationship where people are growing and learning together. No, it creates division and boundaries, right? Like you're not a safe person for me. Here's what James has to say about the power of our tongue. It says, among all the parts of the body, the tongue is a flame of fire. It is a whole world of wickedness corrupting your entire body. It can set your whole life on fire, for it is set on fire by hell itself. And maybe you guys have experienced that. Negative words can really destroy people's lives. It can destroy relationships. It can destroy churches and families. So we really want to pay attention to the words that we speak because they have the power to bring life or death. Okay, here's the second thing we want to talk about today. Where do these critical words come from? Well, they come from a hardened heart. Let's go right to a passage that speaks to this in Luke 6. A good person produces good things from the treasury of a good heart, and an evil person produces evil things from the treasury of an evil heart. What you say flows from what is in your heart. So ladies, let's just take a brief assessment. And if I'm thinking about this in my own life, when I'm critical of others, that's usually coming from a heart where either I'm feeling insecure, so I'm trying to focus on what somebody else's faults are rather than my own. I'm feeling like I don't like this person, so I'm just nitpicking everything that I don't like about them, and I'm just focusing on that. In either case, my heart is not softened. My heart is not from a place of love and care and respect. So I don't know about you, when you're speaking critical words, if that's true of you, pay attention to what the condition of your heart is, because it's not coming from a softened heart that wants to honor God or coming from a place of love for people. So how do we stop being critical? Well, we're going to give you 3 steps today of how to overcome criticalness in your life. Here's the first one. Find 2 positives. Boy, does that make a difference, whether it's a person that you've just been critical about or a situation that you're just frustrated over. Start with 2 positive things that you could say about that person. It doesn't even have to be out loud, just in your heart or your mind. Look what it says in Philippians 4:8. Fix your thoughts on what is true and honorable and right and pure and lovely and admirable. Boy, would our world be a different place if that's what we all fixed our thoughts on. So the first thing is I challenge us. I challenge myself that when I want to be critical towards someone or a situation, to start with what are 2 positive things about that person or the situation that kind of refocuses me. Okay, here's the second thing. Be empathetic. We talk about this a lot in our Pursue God resources, the importance of empathy, the ability to see things from the other person's point of view. Galatians 6:2 says, share each other's burdens, and in this way, obey the law of Christ. You know, if I'm just focused on me and my perspective, how I feel, what I think should be happening here, I can't possibly carry or bear the burden of another person because I can't even look at them. I don't even see their burden. So ladies, that second step for us in fighting criticalness, those words that just tear people down and bring death and destruction, is to be empathetic, to recognize that that person that you're critical of has a story. Maybe they have some things going on in their life and that's what made them act the way they acted. But to look at them with an empathetic heart that says, you know what, you're broken, I'm broken. This just may be an area of struggle for you. I want to see you in that struggle and not just look at you as my enemy or someone that's just so annoying I can't even be around you. Okay, now here's the third thing. Recognize your own failings. Colossians 3:12 says, clothe yourselves with tender-hearted mercy, kindness, humility, gentleness, and patience. So ladies, think about that. If we have a tender-hearted, do you hear that word tender-hearted? That can't be hardened heart, right? If we're tender-hearted, we're kind, we're patient. We can look at someone and be like, you know what? You're a broken person and so am I. That can make a big difference in helping to guard against being critical of someone. So ladies, I challenge us. I mean, this is going to be something that we're going to be practicing all the time, right? You're not going to watch this video and we're all going to just have it figured out. But I just want to highlight these 3 steps one more time, that if you battle criticalness in your life, I challenge you to find those 2 positives as you think about that person or situation. I challenge you to remember that that person has a perspective and thoughts and feelings too that you should hear and listen. And then, of course, recognize that you're broken, that you don't have it all figured out. And if you can do that and you can use those 3 steps, I think you're going to see that heart soften the way that God wants it to be. Now, as we're ending each week, we have a memory verse. Here's our memory verse this week. Boy, again, this is one of my other life verses that I love. Ephesians 4:29. Don't use foul or abusive language. Let everything you say be good and helpful so that your words will be an encouragement to those who hear them. Ladies, that's our challenge. Criticalness brings death and pain and hurt and broken trust and doesn't promote growth. Let's be women that every word we speak is for the benefit, for the good of the person who hears them.